Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Jacques,
Hope,
Jacques,
hope. Hey, we here.
we here, Baltimore.
We here.
Be more.
Hey,
We
Saturday,
here.
big Saturday.
Big Saturday.
Hey, this is a rivalry that has been. We've had it before.
It has.
2000, 2001,
Yep.
2002, 2003.
Yep.
2014.
2008 in the playoffs. They
2008.
beat us.
I mean,
They did, but
This is not the first rodeo, Ravens fans.
That's right.
New Ravens fans.
that's right.
This is the same old rodeo that we've been down. We've been down this lane before.
Yes, sir.
It's the Titans and the Ravens. This is how it used to be.
Yes, sir.
Hardcore battles, good
I
run
miss it.
game.
Them AFC Central days,
Them
man.
AFC Central days. If you young enough, you might not
Nah,
remember.
they won't remember.
They ain't gonna remember. They know about Lamar Jackson and the new Ravens.
Right.
We remember the old Ravens.
They're looking at him. Here comes Ray Lewis back to the outside. Bang! I mean, he takes Eddie George down in a heartbeat. Look at Eddie's back in his face saying, keep coming. Boy, and Eddie's got
Ray Lewis, Ed Reed,
Yep.
Jamal Adams, Trent
Jamal
Dilfer.
Lewis.
Jamal
You good? Oh, you good?
Jamal Lewis, Trent Dilfer.
Yep.
Steve McNair, Samari Rowe, Deion Sanders even played for
Yes,
him at
sure
one
did.
point in
Sure
time.
did,
So,
man.
Shannon Sharp. So, hey,
Yeah, we watched them, man. We went to many games during that time frame
Yeah.
when we played the Ravens at that time. The Ravens was solid. We were solid. It seemed weird because Baltimore would beat us when we were the higher seed, and then vice versa, we beat them
Right.
when they were the higher seed. So you guys are the higher seed. So what does that mean, folks?
our history repeats
Yeah,
itself.
exactly. So Baltimore, man, look, we've been watching things, man. We've been seeing, Raven fans, podcasters talking just real bad about the Titans, man. Like this is going to be an easy game. Earl Thomas is saying, look, Ryan Tannehill, we dare you to throw the ball, bro. We're a different team, man. Like, we're ready for you guys to run
Right.
against us.
Right. It's like
Okay.
they think it's what I've heard. Are we gonna beat y'all 54-7?
Yeah. Yep.
45-3. I'm like, okay, any
Okay.
given Sunday.
Yep.
I mean, we see how I like the Ravens fans because they have confidence. They're
Yes.
confident.
They are.
And I remember, like I said earlier, the Ravens are like a bully that's in the neighborhood that sits there and they beat up everybody
Yeah.
until they run into that one person that can challenge that bully and knock him in the eye. Then they scream foul.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
That, like I said, right now everybody has them as this most perfect, prolific team, right?
Yep.
But remember, there's not a perfect person in the world. There's not a perfect anything in the world. There's flaws in your game that
Right.
you needs to be fixed, and there's flaws in the Ravens game that you can, if you break down film well enough,
Yep.
you can actually see.
You sure can. And then Baltimore as well, man, when you look at them, like, overall, they are the number one team in the AFC.
Mhm.
So much respect in that regard. They won their games. But, you guys talk a lot about your run defensive things. And it's good. But, Nick Chubb was doing this, right? Nick Chubb was like, okay, all right, Earl Thomas, you talking trash, but I ran right past you like you never existed, right?
Right.
And again, Earl Thomas will be a Hall of Famer one day. He's one of the best safeties ever to play the game. A lot of
Yeah.
respect for him. But, Baltimore, you haven't seen a running back like Derrick Henry. You haven't seen a 6'3", 245-pound running back running your weight. You haven't seen it. You played players like James Conner who can't stay healthy. You guys have played against, mediocre running backs. Nick Chubb has been about the best that y'all played all year.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon. I mean, really?
I like Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon's pretty solid.
He is. He ain't no Derrick Henry.
Right.
And they know that too. Joe Mixon knows he ain't Derrick
Right.
Henry. So, Baltimore, look, we're playing there in Baltimore. We're going to really break it down. We know your team to a T. Though we don't play you guys, we do play y'all next year. Can't wait to see that as well. But Baltimore fans, we've been listening. We've been having a lot of podcast reviews and things of the Ravens. And, man, you guys are very confident, rightfully so.
Right.
You guys might not know a lot about the Titans, man, but we about to break it down.
Right.
For
I
real.
mean, they don't know nothing. Let me say this. They don't know nothing about it. The only person they know about the Titans is Derrick Henry. They don't
Right.
even know who A.J. Brown is. They're
Right.
like, who is A.J. Brown?
Right.
A.J. Brown who?
Yeah.
They don't know about the defense.
That Ryan Tannehill from Miami?
Right. That's Tannehill. Oh, he only
Right.
threw 75 yards
Right.
on the last game in the Patriots game.
Right.
Okay, and
Yeah. The Patriots ain't got no good defense,
They-
even though they're rated number
number
one.
one, right. Okay, and we're gonna get to that point where they were before Ryan Tannehill, got thrown in the fold, they were averaging, 16 points a game.
Right.
When he got thrown in the fold, it was 30 points a game.
That's right.
You just went against the #1 defense. And your Ravens, and I've heard Ravens fans say this, Patriots ain't got no #1 defense. They ain't got no #1 defense. No way, we got the #1 defense. Just stick your chest out there, boss. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
No, in my opinion, we played a hell of a Patriots defense. I think that's about the best Patriots defense they've had in a long time.
That's right.
Secondary. I mean, and of course, Derrick Henry ran all over them. But, I mean, like I said, I got mad respect for the Ravens team, but I've seen, back in the day, man, I've seen some hard-hitting Ravens teams, man. I mean, the legend Ed Reed.
Yep,
the legend Ray Lewis.
Ed Reed's best safety I've ever seen play.
Ray
Lewis' best middle linebacker.
Hands down, man. I've seen some banging Ravens teams, and I'm like, Terrell Suggs, I'm T-Sizzle.
Yeah, Haloti Naha.
Man, out there killing. I mean, it used to be
Chris Canny.
Games where they would battle with the Steelers, and I'm like, this is a Ravens team. I mean, you know, for knocking people in the head. I feel like this Ravens team is the little brother to those Ravens teams.
Gotcha, man.
You said, because I feel like those Ravens teams was very diverse in things they can do.
Yeah, man.
This Ravens team is good in an era that you really can't hit nobody.
Yeah, that's right.
You can hit them like a love tap like that. Yeah. I can pull a flag, but it's an okay Ravens team. It's nothing too
I got
too dynamic. I mean, it's good for this era, this decade. Yeah, but you put them in that old decade, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yep.
So
yes, sir.
Oh
yes.
Quick question. I got 3 reasons. You know we do this every show.
Absolutely.
I gave 3 reasons why we can win last week. I want you to give us 3 reasons of why we can win this week against these Ravens.
No problem, man.
These birds.
Absolutely. So I looked at film. Me and Jacques spent a lot of time watching film on the Baltimore Ravens. So I took a snack before I got here. Okay, it's Bluebell vanilla ice cream. It's what we like to eat in the South. Okay, Bluebell. Okay, Bluebell is a great ice cream. Okay,
you Northerners need to try it.
It really is good. So this is vanilla ice cream, and what is symbolic about vanilla ice cream? It's simple, right? Very simple. So before I eat this ice cream, I'm advising the Tennessee Titans defense. Keep it simple. The Ravens like to run very simple offensive plays. They only do maybe 3 or 4 plays. Lamar Jackson will either hand it off to Mark Ingram in the middle, or he does a read option where he will make the run. If he throws the ball, he throws it to the middle to Mark Andrews, who is, right now statistically one of the best tight ends in the league based on the fact he gets the football so much. Or if he does throw it to any receiver, it's to Hollywood Brown on the corners, and the corners only, as if the sideline is the only parameter piece that they go towards, right? They don't really throw it a lot deep middle. They don't throw a lot of dynamic plays. Those, honestly, are the only plays that they run. It is really that simple. So, what I'm saying for the Titans defense, hey, don't put yourself in a bind to make that offense look better than what it is. Stay at home. Stay there. Let them come to you. Let Lamar Jackson come to you. Because if you come and you blitz and Lamar Jackson beats it, Lamar Jackson's going to have a field day. 1,200 yards rushing from a quarterback. Lamar Jackson also threw for 36 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson, from a dynamic standpoint, is very dynamic on offense. But if you keep it simple, allow him just to do his few plays, he's going to get his runs. But if you stay there and he runs towards you, you make the tackle. Lamar Jackson's not a big guy. He's fast. He will shake you. But if you make it difficult, where we put ourselves in a situation where we're being almost too aggressive, then that's when he makes his plays. He'll throw it down the middle to Mark Andrews. And historically, this year, the Tennessee Titans have had struggles with tight ends. Mark Andrews is no other exception. So keep it simple on defense. Keep it simple. Be there. Be ready. Next, break the blitz. Okay, so the Baltimore Ravens they have the highest amount of blitz of any team in the league. Like 90% of their defenses are blitzes. So what they're going to do, they're going to come in and try to blitz. They're going to challenge Ryan Tannehill to throw the football. They're going to try to tackle Derrick Henry at all costs. But I'm going to tell you, Raven fans, I'm telling you now, and other teams can attest to this, if the Tennessee Titans break that blitz, where if you allow Derrick Henry to get past the defensive lineman and to allow your linebackers and safeties to make the tackles, you guys are going to be stuck like you did with Nick Chubb. But this is Derrick Henry. You are in trouble.
Chubb with running room. Chubb to the 40, on his way to the end zone.
You're going to see 10-yard runs, 20-yard runs, 50-yard runs. And then even on the corners, Yes, you got Jimmy Smith. Yes, you got Marcus Peters. And yes, you have the other corner in Humphreys. Okay? We know about Humphreys. He played in the SEC. We know these guys. So, if you play, they're going to play one-on-one, they're going to bring the blitz. If A.J. Brown could beat that, even on a slant, if he catches the ball and there's not much safeties in the area, he will break the tackle. He will score a touchdown. Same for Jonnu Smith. Break the blitz. They're going to blitz. They had 11 sacks against us last year, though we are a very different team, different players and everything. They're going to break the blitz. Last, field position. Now, we have the best punter in the game in Brett Kern, okay? Against the New England Patriots, Brett Kern was the main reason why we won the football game. Brett Kern can keep us in this game as well. Allow Lamar Jackson to play the long field. Short field, the Baltimore Ravens are unbelievable. Again, they're the #1 rated offense when it comes to running the football. Allow them to, if they're going to run, y'all better run from the 10-yard line, going your way, coming back our way. Allow our field position to play a big part of this game, and I really think Brett Kern can do that for us. Now, they themselves have a great kicker, and Justin Tucker, the best probably ever. Justin Tucker's a great, so we want to keep him. We want to keep him off the field just in case Baltimore doesn't score any touchdowns. So overall, man, just keep it simple. It doesn't have to be difficult. Make your tackles be there, and that's what can happen, man. So Jacques, so give us 3 reasons, though we think the Titans will win. Give us 3 reasons as to why we can actually lose the game.
Losing the game. Don't let the hype get to you. And what I mean by letting the hype get to you is don't let the allure of Lamar Jackson and the Ravens and the #1 seed and you're going to get beat 45-3. The same way that you didn't let the lure and the hype get you in Foxborough, don't let it get you in B-more, because if you allow that to engulf your head, then you will lose your focus, like you said, not keep it simple, get aggressive, and get off your game. Don't let that beat you. Yeah, you're playing Lamar Jackson. He's a dynamic quarterback.
Yeah,
He's about the best I've seen run the ball since Michael Vick. I mean, that's just what it is. And listen to what I said, run the ball. So if you let the hype get to you, it's going to psych yourself out. You're going to psych yourself out. Continue to play your game like you have been. And it can be a hostile environment going into B-more and trying to play and seeing all the purple and black in the Ravens. And the Ravens have this history of being this bully. Like, literally, they have a history of being like this team that'll knock you in the mouth and very physical. And if you let that get to you, then it's going to mess with your mind as players and as coaches. And then that way, hey, we've lost focus and we've lost the game. We've let Lamar Jackson and the Ravens run on us because everything runs through Lamar Jackson.
It does. It does.
2, not controlling Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
If you don't control Lamar Jackson, he's going to run rampant. He's going to have a field day on you. Now, when I say
paper.
Field day, he's going to, I mean, it's no stopping. And the Titans players know that you don't want to end up on a highlight reel, getting shook with your ankles broken and your body over here and your head over there. You don't want to end up like that. Right. So if you allow Lamar Jackson to run wild and you lose, like you said, you alluded to it, keeping it simple. If you don't keep it simple and you get aggressive and you over pursue and you're looking at his head and he's shaking you, and you know when you're a tackler, hey, you keep your feet and your legs moving and you keep that forward position. And you look at those hips are going to tell it all. And you back up. And the Titans are a good tackling team. That's one thing that they do have. But if you let all those fundamentals go and you let him act the fool, it's going to be a wrap.
Yes, sir.
And then my third point, relying on Derrick Henry too much. So we all know that the world knows that Derrick Henry can run like a madman.
Yeah.
I mean, Spice Adams, I don't know if anybody knows Spice Adams, but he had a meme on there and he had the Juggernaut running through there playing Move Me by Ludacris. So, I mean, that's what it literally looked like. So, Tannehill, the receivers, if you don't wake up, if Tannehill only has 75 yards, which we know we did, why he did, and you rely on Derrick Henry and they shut that down, the game is over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to get it going on offense. You got to get it going besides Derrick Henry, because if Derrick Henry, you just rely on Derrick Henry and Tannehill and them just sitting back looking at each other, it's going to be a long day. Yeah. Be a long day, Hawk.
Sure will. Sure will, man.
So those are my 3 reasons.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So let me ask you this, Hawk.
Yes, sir.
Players. So players from the Titans that you think are going to have a big game. What do you think?
Well,
who should have a big game?
Right. Well, this guy did not have a big game at all against the Patriots. Stephon Gilmore shut him down. Bill Belichick, I think, no question, devised a scheme to stop Tannehill and A.J. Brown from scoring or doing anything. I think they allowed Derrick Henry to say, look, we're gonna let Derrick Henry actually beat us, right? We're not gonna let them, score big plays down the field. We'll take our chances. Now, against the Ravens, who run a different defense, a much different defense, I actually think the Patriots have a better defense.
I agree.
I know no one will believe that but me and Jacques, but the ratings even say they're the number one defense in the league, but that's another story. I think A.J. Brown will have a good game, maybe a big game versus the Ravens. Now, I know you guys say, well, y'all talking about Stephon Gilmore, but we got Marlon Humphrey, we got Marcus Peters, we got even Jimmy Smith back on the field. Hey, I give much respect. Those guys are all pros. Marcus Peters is an all-pro this year. I give him a great pickup from the Rams. Y'all came up on that. He even signed a long extension. That's good. But, the way the Ravens play, you're going to ask your corners to play one-on-one against A.J. Brown the whole game. Right. A.J. Brown doesn't need 10 catches to make an impact. He just needs 4 catches. And he give you 4 catches. And out of the 4, one of those will be a 50-yard, 60-yard touchdown by breaking tackles. A.J. Brown, he's not going to beat you purely with speed. He beats you by rack yards. So this is a game, if Tannehill can get the ball out. See, Marcus Mariota had an issue with this last year when we played the Ravens. I was at the game where Marcus Mariota just took a long time getting the ball in that game. He got sacked 11 times. And so when Tannehill getting the ball out quicker, if he sees A.J. Brown breaking on a slant and he catches the ball and there's not a lot of safety help because they've all come blitzing trying to tackle Derrick Henry, it's curtains. I'm telling you, B-More. I'm telling you. So if you don't know about A.J. Brown, you better do some studying before Saturday. I'm telling you. And the corners know about him. Humphreys know about him. He played him against him in college at Alabama. So, so again, A.J. Brown, I really feel can have a major impact. Man, I'm telling you, he needs 4 catches. Before he can get 100 yards on 4 catches. That's what he does. So what about for you, man?
Tannehill, his counterpart.
Yes, sir.
So Tannehill has to have a big game. Like I said, alluded to it earlier.
Yes, sir.
The play action, and Ed Reed already said, hey, I'm taking the play action already. He can't throw on me. No. Like you said, he has a receiver in A.J. Brown. He has Tajay Sharp. He has Khalif Raymond coming back. He has all different targets that he didn't use, which I honestly think he checked out of those when we was playing the Patriots. But I feel like Tannehill will have a big game. And he should have a big game because of the simple fact they're all checking for Derrick.
Right.
They're not checking for Tajay. They're not checking for AJ. They're not checking for Jonnu. Right. They're not checking for I'll say Deion Lewis. You can even disguise him. They're not checking for those because they're looking at the Patriots stats. Listen to what they said. Oh, they threw 75 yards against the Patriots the last game. Fool, you're not looking at the season. If I'm breaking down film, if I'm looking at a quarterback, I'm not looking at what he did last week. I'm looking at what he did in the season. How did they get to the playoffs? They got to the playoffs by throwing the ball, plus running, but throwing the ball. How did you think AJ got 1,000 yards?
Yep.
How do you think he got 1,000 yards, dog?
As a rookie.
As a rookie. Or you think, he's just out there catching balls, like you said, off of 4 balls.
Yep.
How do you think Tajay's having the year he's having? Jonnu's having the year he's having. So when Earl Thomas says that, I'm like, hold on, man. Are you not thinking? Use your brain, bro. 75 yards. Yeah. He didn't have to do nothing.
That's right.
Derrick was running like a wild man.
Sure was, man.
So when you're running like a wild man like that, I'm just saying the quarterback hand it off to him. Hand it off to him again. Hand it off to him. Hand him off to him again. I ain't got to do nothing.
Right.
So I'm literally sitting there like, okay, that's the best kept secret. Yeah, you keep thinking that.
Keep thinking that.
Keep thinking that, Earl, because when AJ chops up Marlon, and we know how Peters is. See, Peters, the reason why Kansas City got rid of Peters. Peters is a good corner, but when you get in his head, he's just like Jalen.
Right.
When you get in his head, you frustrate him. And he gambles a lot.
He does, especially on cover 2.
Exactly. Right. He's a good zone corner. He's a good zone corner.
He is.
But when it comes to man, and like you said, when they bring an all-out blitz, and AJ, oh, and and we've seen Earl Thomas make some big hits, but he's some big boys. This is new generation, dog.
Yes, sir, bro.
They eat. I don't know what they eat. I don't know what they feed.
Yeah, but they don't know that about how our players' rack yards are unbelievable.
They don't. But let them sit back. Yep. Let them brag. Let them say, hey, we're gonna whoop the fans, the Ravens fans too. Hey, we're gonna do your research, people. Do your research. There's some Ravens podcasts out there that's done their research. But do your research. Look how the team got here. Because if I'm breaking down your team and I'm the number 1 seed, I'm trying to figure out, hey, how did the Ravens get here? Oh, they didn't just do it by Lamar Jackson. They did it by Mark Andrews. They did it by Mark Ingram. Oh, man, Hollywood Brown had a good little stint there for a little bit. So, hey, you keep sleeping under the radar, that's fine with me. But you're going to find out. Yeah. Tighten up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Jacques, so the Ravens come in, rated number 1 in the AFC.
Right.
Rightfully so. They won their ball games. They are where they are. They had a bye week. They were chilling past several weeks. They really kind of been on ice, really. They hadn't had to win really any games to get where they are. So saying this, who scares you from the Baltimore Ravens? Who would put some fear in your heart on the field?
So me, Lamar Jackson. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And I'm going to tell you why. Because of his legs. Lamar Jackson's legs is what got him to the NFL. That's A, because they wanted him to move him to a receiver.
Yep.
And B, that's what's going to get him the MVP. Is running 1,000 yards and throwing a 36 touchdowns. But majority of the time, you see him running.
Yep.
I've seen a couple of games, Ravens fans. I've seen some games. When y'all put that whooping on the Texans, thank you, by the way, which I enjoyed. I actually enjoyed that. But it was a mix of run, pass, run, pass. They get in the red zone. They actually, when they're in the red zone, they do like to pass a lot.
Absolutely.
I've noticed that. And their leading receiver is Mark Andrews, which I've noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
And then their second leading receiver is Hollywood Brown, who's like 686 yards.
Right.
Mark Andrews has like 800-something yards. So something tells me that they love to run the ball, right? Remember, Mark Ingram's calf muscle's tight.
Yep.
So we don't know how that's going to go.
Yeah,
you see what
I'm
saying?
That's right.
So
we know about Gus Edwards, so nobody like, oh, we got Gus Edwards.
Right. We know about him. I mean, he's sort of like Derrick Henry a little bit, but he's not Derrick Henry. But for me, Lamar Jackson. What about you?
So for me, it's the tight end, number 89, Mark Andrews. When you look at the Ravens, they're rated number 27 in the NFL in pass offense.
How many people know that?
I don't think they know that.
Keep going.
What they're going to say is, well, we have the number 1 running offense.
Keep going.
Okay.
Another stat, please.
So it's saying that means they're not throwing the ball to the wide receivers. I mean, Hollywood Brown, we understand he's a deep ball threat because he's got a lot of speed. He's got track speed. But again, a lot of his routes are to the corner, right to the corner, to the sideline. It's really unbelievable when you watch the film how often that's where he throws it to Hollywood Brown or whatever. Doesn't throw it to the middle, doesn't throw it in a lot of space. But with Mark Andrews, the Titans have had struggles with tight ends all seasons, from Hunter Henry, from Austin Hooper. We've had guys, tight ends, that have balled out against us that have been very good. Now, lately, we haven't played really good tight ends. Patriots I don't even know who their tight ends are because Gronk's not there anymore. But Mark Andrews, we have a lot of respect for in that regard. We need to really watch out for this guy here. Mark Andrews overall, I mean, he's a pretty good tight end. And what's so weird about the Ravens, a lot of their offensive sets are 3 tight ends. Mm-hmm. They run more offensive sets with them than receivers. Right. It might be 2nd and 10. They got 3 tight ends out there. I'm like, I guess. And so they have a lot of trust in Lamar Jackson running and Mark Ingram running. And that's fine. We'll take that as long as the Titans can stay at home. We understand if the defense breaks down, Lamar Jackson is going to be a problem. As you just advised, Lamar Jackson, it does put a little fear in us in that regard, right? But I'm telling you, man, when he does decide to throw the ball, he always throws it down the middle to Mark Andrews. It's unbelievable. It's bouncing hut. He throws it about an 8-yard pass right down the middle. Rashawn Evans, will you be there? Jayon Brown, if you're healthy, will you be there? Kevin Byard, will you be there? Kenny Vaccaro, will you be there? He will be there. Beat him and do what you got to do, man. Seriously, man. So, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. No, you're right. Keep going.
So, another question for you. Mm-hmm. Again, probably a favorite part of my show, man, that you brought up a few weeks ago. The impress piece.
Okay.
So, do the Baltimore Ravens, do they impress you?
I mean, yeah, they do. They impress me to the point where what they have been able to do with this college scheme. And we all know this, and Ravens fans, you can say, that's not a college scheme. No, that's a college scheme.
It is.
It's literally a college scheme. John Harbaugh was such a genius where he was like, hey, and I think they need to do this with more players that's coming from college that you have issues with. Let them play their game. Their strength is their game. Lamar Jackson's strength is play action.
Right.
That's his strength.
It is.
That read option is his strength. Hey, boom, boom, run. Boom, boom, run. And John Harbaugh was smart enough to get analytics like, hey, do the stats, analyze, hey, will this work? And it's worked. It's worked to his favor.
It has.
Now, I'm going to say this. Do they impress me? They impressed me to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm impressed with you where you can get 1,000 yards in the season. Where Mark Ingram gets 1,000 yards in the season. That's impressive. Defensively, I've seen better Ravens defenses. I told you I grew up watching legends. Yeah, y'all have, like you said, a good secondary. but it doesn't scare me. I'm just being honest. It does not scare me. This Raven team does not scare me. I took the formula and I seen the formula when Cleveland played them the first time, and I know y'all beat Cleveland the second time. I know that. When I took the formula, I seen when Arizona played. I had a lot of close games at the beginning of the year. A lot of close games. I'm looking and I'm like, okay, this running back, Arizona's running back was able to run on him. Okay, Nick Chubb had a field day on him. Okay, they keep showing this one little stat or a clip of the last time they played Cleveland where they stopped the Nick Chubb by the red zone. I said, and I've said this. I said, Cleveland is one coach away from being great. Okay, they have a lot of weapons. All right, you know y'all have Lamar Jackson. Can the Ravens continue this read option into next year? Because you know what happens. When you do it one year, they're going to figure you out the next year. Look at Pat Mahomes. Yeah. Pat Mahomes was up here. Early in the year, we was like, Super Bowl, Kansas City, Super Bowl. All of a sudden, the Colts from the AFC South come in there and beat him. You're like, oh, what happened to the Chiefs? Yep. Then all of a sudden, the Houston Texans beat him. Like, oh, what's going on? Pat Mahomes put up numbers with us. But if you look at his numbers lately, it's been okay. They haven't been dynamic. So, Ravens fans, I'm going to tell y'all this. You heard it here. Yes, y'all might get you another Super Bowl this year. That's fine. But can you keep this momentum up? Can you keep going? Because once those defensive coaches figure it out, and this is how beautiful the NFL is. The NFL can keep implementing all these rules, a helmet rule, this rule. It's damn near where I got to pull a flag to tackle you, right? Mm-hmm. Well, coaches are so smart. You know what? Hey, tackle them right here. Let's change the tackling technique. And you got younger players coming in and quicker and smarter and faster. You see what I'm saying? Remember, they always figure you out. They figured Michael Vick out. You ever get a Super Bowl? No. You see what I'm saying? And how do you know if you go to the Super Bowl, you win it? You don't know. If you play 49ers again, hey, they got film on you. If I'm a smart coach, I'm saying, hey, okay, let's take away this. Also, a lot of people are not saying, hey, how many times has Lamar Jackson really been hit? You see what I'm saying?
Not much. Not square up.
Not square up. Lamar Jackson has never really taken a big hit.
Go for it, Rashaan Evans.
You see what I'm saying? Lamar Jackson hasn't really been able to get roughed up.
Right.
A lot of them say when you get a shifty running back or a quarterback or anybody like it, you go for their legs. Right. Yeah. Not being anything malicious.
Right.
But when you take out them legs, he's going to feel it. When you start hitting him right here, not hitting his head, right here, he's going to feel it. He'll think twice. I'm going to tell you who had a good read option and play action. It's Mariota. His read option is just like Lamar Jackson's. I've never seen nothing. Him and Lamar's are just almost compared. I mean, it's just where they hide the ball. Right. It's so pretty. So when I look at it, I'm like, could this have been Mariota? You see what I'm saying? If we would have used the analytics. So in one piece, they impressed me on that. But the other piece, I'm not scared, dog. What about you?
So for me, man, am I impressed? It's a two-sided question. I actually think, man, running the ball, the grit, the toughness of Baltimore, yes, I am impressed. I think these guys come to play every Sunday. They come to play they come to play and bring their A game. You better put your helmet on and get ready to tackle and play ball because that's what they do. On the other hand, there's a lot of holes that are missing because of the fact that they play so hard that I'm not impressed with. Again, their offensive play calling, when you look at how simple the plays are, I mean, hey, it's winning them football games. I understand it. I get that, right? But it can be figured out if you play it right, okay? Also, as well on defense, I don't think they've been tested from a running back standpoint. The few times that they've had a superstar running back go against them, they've been very successful. I know it seems like the scary Ravens flop defensively because the history with the Ravens has always been with their defense. And John Harbaugh, who's a heck of a coach. Oh, yeah. So, when I look at it in that regard, I'm going to probably say no. Now, the Ravens run a Nebraska Cornhusker type of offense. Tommy Frazier, Scott Frost type of offense, right? Now, again, I have a lot of respect for Lamar Jackson. He'll probably win the MVP, rightfully so. Right. Mark Ingram has been an unbelievable running back as well. But I am saying that, again, it can be figured out. Mm-hmm. Let's not forget last year when the Ravens did make the playoffs. What happened, right? Offense was terrible. because they got figured out.
And then
so
Lamar Jackson was
he was the quarterback. Right. He had maybe 60 yards passing and like 30 yards in the first half. So they can be figured out. And if you figure out the key to them, you can be very successful. Now, the Titans have a very squeaky defense at times. Okay, I'm not saying we have a top 10 defense. We did at one point in time. But I'm telling you, man, we are a bend and don't break defense. Right. And we could get to a point where we say, look, Lamar Jackson will keep you in this box, and we're going to play you to where, look, if you decide to run, we're going to have somebody waiting for you right there. Now, he has the ability to break that. We understand that. Deshaun Watson is giving us fits, and they're the same type of player when it comes to athletic ability. But I trust Deshaun Watson throwing it much better than I do Lamar Jackson. So Lamar Jackson, again, great player, respect him a lot. But I think as a team, I think we can devise a scheme to beat them. And we got Dean Pease, your former defensive coordinator. You guys, look, last year when we played you all, y'all had 11 sacks. And the one player that had the most sacks was Zadarius Smith. Mm-hmm. He's no longer there. He's with the Green Bay Packers. And he's playing with the Packers in the playoffs now. He's no longer there with the Ravens. So that's a dynamic that's no longer there. Yes, y'all got Judon and some other ball players. We know about you guys. CJ Mosley ain't even with you guys anymore. So there's a lot of defensive players that have been missing that was really tough guys. So you guys are kind of hiding a bit based on your defensive scheme. So I think we can expose them and where that pressure level can go.
And even with this, too, Dean Pease knows how to devise up schemes where he confuses you. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So if I would do anything, make Jackson beat me with his arm. Can he beat me with his arm? Right. You see what I'm saying? I know he can beat me with his legs. Right. But can he beat me? I've seen some passes where he's overthrown his receiver. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You wide open. I'm like, okay, Jackson. I'm really trying to get on this Jackson train. I'm like, I'm on it to a certain extent. That's why I'm like, okay. I think somebody had asked, and I gotta remember. But they said, "Is Lamar Jackson the best quarterback you ever seen?" I said, "No, by far. That's disrespecting. That's disrespect.
Too young in the game to even say that.
Too young in the game. Right. You have certain people say he's the best. No. By far, he had one good season. Can he do it again? You see what I'm saying? That's even with Derrick Henry. This is the second year going into where he's starting. I'm like, okay, is he the best running back the Titans have ever had? No, not by a long shot. No. He still has some work to do in his game. Right. And then, if he
get there,
he's getting there. Exactly. These players are trending up. So to put them on a pedestal right now, no, I'm not going to do that by a long shot. Right. Like I said, with this Ravens team, I've seen better Ravens teams coming into the playoffs. So I'm like, no, dog, I don't want no part of that. Like I said, I've seen a Ravens defense where it's scary, man. Right. I've seen a Ravens defense where they knock you in your mouth. So,
So what's your confidence level? Like, we had in our last podcast that we had with Titan Upload, again, big shout out to Titan Upload for allowing us to be on the show. Raven fans, you can go on his page, look at the most recent conglomerate that we had with a bunch of Titan podcasters, man. Hey, we talked really good stuff about the Titans, give you a good breakdown. So we talked about confidence levels with the opponents that we're playing. So how confident you are 1 to 10, 10 being the strongest of the Baltimore Ravens?
I'm gonna say 7. And that's high coming from what we've seen from the Titans and what we looked at the Titans. Yep. Like we've said before, and I broke this down early in the season when we did our predictions of what our record was going to be.
Yes, sir.
I told you this Titans team has a lot of weapons. It's just like something that you're trying to put together. Yeah. It's like you having all these puzzle pieces, and you're like, okay, I'm trying to put this puzzle piece together, that puzzle piece together, this piece together. And I'm just trying to bring everything together. Well, all of a sudden, everything's gelling at the right time, right?
Yes, sir.
So what we went up against last week was the king. And the Ravens fans can say, the Patriots are not. No, they're the king, okay? Until you knock the Super Bowl champs off.
Which we did.
You're nothing, okay?
Right. Yes,
in the playoffs. You can do it in the regular season because we did it in the regular season last year.
Right.
But when you do it in the playoffs, you gangster, okay? You straight gangster. That's some gangster stuff.
Yes, sir.
If rightfully so, y'all could have probably did the same thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what I'm looking at, I went an 8 last week. I'm doing a 7 this week. And just for the simple fact, the stuff that we're breaking down, simple. We're former ball players. We used to play defense. We were DB.
Absolutely.
So when you go up against a shifty running back or a quarterback, it's almost like, hey, stay in your lane. Like you said, don't be aggressive. Stay in your lane because if I have 2 on the outside and I got my linebackers in their lanes, you got to sit back in and pass. Okay. You got the run gaps. Okay. If you're a swarm defense, if you know how to swarm in the gang tackle and swarm tackle, it's hard for anybody to do anything.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? What about you?
So last week against the Patriots, I had our confidence level versus them at a 7. against the Ravens. I'm going to say a 6. Now, that's still, again, north of positive, right? I still feel that, I'm very confident in a lot of things that we do. Again, I think the challenge will be playing there in Baltimore. I think if the weather is good, it's in Baltimore's favor. If the weather is bad, it's in our favor. Because if it's rainy and cold, a la the 49ers game, when Lamar Jackson struggled in the rain, I think we would have that same opportunity against him as well when he has to throw the football. Again, I am confident that we can beat them. We're not saying this because we are Titans fans. We're just looking at the analytics and looking at different things, how we match up. The fact that I don't think they have matched up against anybody as tough as our running back or our running game. Our offensive line are gelling at the moment right now, especially in the interior with Roger Saffold and Nate Davis, who both struggle. But I think now they have come together and say, look, man, we got to do this. So, the positives, again, you have to look at, Baltimore, we're going to test you, right? Bring your blitz if you want to. We hold them up strong enough. If we break the blitz, we're going for it. Now, the confidence is not as high, say, against New England, because I do feel, though, I think New England's defense is better. I think this defense is more chaotic. I hope the Titans aren't scared based on last year. Taylor Lewan got his butt whooped out there last year. There was nothing we could do last year against them. But again, we do have a total different team. You guys have a different team too. Right. So, matter of fact, at that time, the Baltimore Ravens was the #1 rated defense in the league. Now, Baltimore, I think, is number 3 or 4 in the league this year. And again, still a great defense. Right. But I'm not as confident versus us with the Patriots because I felt that we were just more talented. This team has as much talent as we do.
It's almost even.
It is, man. It is. I think the difference. I think their defense is a little bit better than ours.
I agree.
But I think with us, I think that we have more dynamic plays on offense. So that's where the evenness can come to play. So my confidence level is at a 6.
And case to point too, man, we have some of the high IQ smart guys on the team. This football IQ. So that comes into play too. So just a point.
Gotcha, man. Understood. So we were invited to a podcast for the Baltimore Ravens. We did a show with them last year as well. It's our guy, SZG Sports. What we're going to do, man, we're going to have him to come on to the show and give his breakdown as to how he thinks the Baltimore Ravens will beat the Tennessee Titans.
Thank you for Titans Weekly for having me. I always remember you kindly because you were my first behind enemy lines. And it was our first collab. I think our channels basically we both started our channel about the same time. And to be honest, after doing that behind enemy lines with you, I always look at the Titans, how the Titans have been doing throughout the year. Because you were good to me, bro, and I just pure love. Now, let's talk about football. I'm excited for this game. And like I said in my live stream yesterday, 8 teams are left. And all these 8 teams are way deserving of being here. There's no scrubs. There's no pushover. As a Ravens fan, as having the best record in the league, I would not tell you. I would lie to you if I would have said, like, I have no doubts. I have my doubts because you guys are a good team. I think we're better. And this is why. If I go to the numbers, and I know the Titans have been playing better lately, but if I go match up my offense against your defense, we have yardage-wise our 2nd overall behind Dallas, putting 407 yards. You guys have the 21st on yardage defense. If I go points, we are 1st, and you guys are 12th. We score around 33. You guys score around 20. Rushing, we rush for 206, and we're the #1 rushing team in the league. You guys are 12th on defense, allowing over 100 yards. Passing, we're 27. We're low. Now, we are efficient. We don't throw much, but we are low. We average 201 passing yards per game. And you guys give up 255, having the 24th passing defense. All this, what I'm saying is, I cannot see how your defense can stop my offense. This is why I have to give my Ravens the edge. Overall, if I go to the matchups, I think you are going to slow us a little bit on the running side because you're going to overcommit that against that run. Not going to be able to stop us, but overcommitting to that run, what's going to do is, instead of us, we average 206, instead of hitting that 206, I'm thinking the Ravens are going to overall had like 160. That's what I'm thinking. But what that's going to do is going to open those passing lanes. So we're going to exploit those passing. So I'm expecting Hollywood Brown to have 1 or 2 big plays. I'm expecting Mandrews to not have that great of a game because I think you're also going to overcommit against stopping Mandrews. But a guy like Jalen Hurts to have a big game. Snead as a chain mover. And the Ravens to go offensively dominate your defense. Now, let me flip it. I love Willie Henry. And when we talk before, me and you have talked before, we have said last year, like, I don't understand why they don't give the ball to Willie Henry more. Now you guys started doing that, and that was smart. And that has worked for you guys, right? It made it. You guys go to the playoff. You guys rushed for 80 something yards last week. No. I'm sorry. I apologize. Over 200 yards. Henry had over 160 yards. And that was fantastic against the Patriots. And congratulations, you beat the Patriots. And that's no small achievement on the road. Really, really impressive. But if I look again on my numbers, defensively on yardage, we are 4th. You guys are 12th offensively. Right? If I go points, we only allow 17. 3rd on the defensively in the league. You guys are 10th on points. If I go on rushing, which is your forte like us, we are 5th in the league against the rush. You guys are 3rd. That's where the matchup is. And I'm passing. We are 6th defending in the pass, allowing 207. You guys are 21st on passing, putting 223. This is a lot of numbers, but if I go and average these numbers, right? Let's say you guys put 362 yards total, and on points, or I'm sorry, on rushing yards, you guys put almost 140 on the year. I think the only chance for the Titans to win is for you guys to average, or not average, to put up at least 150 yards rushing. If you guys cannot put at least 150 yards rushing, I'm sorry, I cannot see how you guys win. Also, I do think Tannehill will have a little bit better game because we're gonna commit to stopping the rush, and that's gonna open lanes, and he will have, he should throw for at least 140 to 160 on yardage wise. Now, how I see Baltimore playing on the defensive side is overloading this box and saying, Tannehill, you beat us. We have 2 all-pro corners, Humphrey and Peters. Peters is a ball hawk too. So, if Tannehill wants to throw for 300 plus yards and beat us, good for them. We're not going to allow Henry to beat us. I think Henry's a spectacular running back. I think the Tennessee Titans are a really, really good team. And I think next year they're going to be even better. But this is what it ends. I have Baltimore winning 37-17 Ravens. Thank you for allowing me on your channel. Also, if you want to follow me, SZG Sport on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and IG, go follow me. I love debating. I know my boy here, he's an awesome guy. Go follow. If you haven't followed his channel, go follow his channel. Awesome dude. He knows football.
Thanks again, SZG Sports. You can follow him on YouTube as well at SZG Sports. You can follow, man. He's got a great page full of Baltimore content, man. Definitely. So,
and I know it's hard to say for a Titans fan to follow a Baltimore Ravens fan, but it's getting different perspective.
It is
on, hey, how can we win the game? How can they win the game? So it's good friendly competition. Let's say it.
Absolutely, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that ends our show. Again, the game is on Saturday. Be ready, tighten up. Y'all know what we come to do.
Hey, we come to bring the pain. Hey, we're not afraid. By a long shot, the Titans fans are not afraid. I know the Baltimore Ravens fans gonna bring it. Yep. We gonna bring it too.
We gonna bring it.
You feel me?
Yes,
we got passion too.
Yes,
y'all got passion. We gonna bring it.
Yes,
tighten up.
Let's get it, man. So for those that want to get in contact with us as well, you can email us at TennesseeTitansWeekly@gmail.com, on Instagram at Tennessee Titans Weekly, and on Twitter at Titans Weekly 24/7.
And remember, like, share, subscribe, share the video, share it to your mama, your auntie, your cousin, your grandmama, your little child. I don't care if anybody listen. Let's just get those subscribers up. We almost to 1,000.
Yes,
People
sir.
Be a part of the 1,000 train.
Yes, sir.
I'm calling it the 1,000 train.
Yes, sir.
It now. Let's get it up. Let's go. Tighten up.
Tighten up. Be more.
Be more. We come.
Y'all better be ready. I know y'all say Ravens flock, but around here we say tighten up.
Right.
Ravens down.
Also, y'all got more to lose than we got more to lose. If y'all lose to 6 seed, that looks bad on y'all.
It sure does. It sure does, man. But we're going to be ready. We here, as we always say, and we're ready to go to Baltimore and do our thing.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So to you and yours, let's get it in. Tighten up to you and yours, folks.
We out, baby.
Yes, sir. Who?